We've gotten in the first wave of Legends of Dragonore action figures, which consist of Pantera, Oscuro, Yandere, Barbaro, Kareem, and Onitor from Formo Toys. Formo Toys? Yeah, Formo Toys. Yeah, that's right. That's a hard one to say for me. But to say that they are amazing really doesn't cover it. The paint and everything, they look just awesome. It to me is a really great extension of Masters of the Universe for us, because from the scale that we've seen, they will fit in with those figures, and later on we'll be checking that out. And according to Formo Toys' website, the story goes that in every universe exists an ancient secret well. These wells are portals between worlds and dimensions, passageways used by heroes, monsters, and adventurers to explore new realms across the galaxies. Through Castle Dragonore, the fearless Barbaro has left both his tribe and world to enter the well, leading a group of heroic champions in a quest to retrieve the ancient divine armors of power scattered across the dimensions. During their adventures, the heroic champions will encounter the dark magic apprentice Oscuro and his evil masters, who possess the power to transform the heroes into terrible monsters who will obtain the divine armors of power first. And apparently we're going to be finding that out because they've already put up wave 1.5. Well, not put it up, but it's about to be coming up for pre-order in November. So just hang around for a moment and we'll be right back and check these out of package. All right, so we've got them all unpackaged, and also since we ordered ours early, we got the early backer kit, which came with the castle, which right now I cannot think of its name. This is a new line, got to get used to it with all the figures, but I will come across it in a minute. I love that the little castle, it's just a cardboard pop-up. It's a cool little piece. I'm hoping that with the success of this line that maybe we can get a real castle playset eventually. But for the meantime, I think it's pretty cool. It also came with some, the little cardboard stand-ups of each of the characters that you could do it on also, but I decided not to take them off the card and punch them out. The surprise that was in there that I wasn't expecting, which we just ordered a frame for, was the poster that it included. I love the poster. It's just so colorful, so bright. It's gonna be an excellent addition to our artwork on the walls for these different toy lines that we collect. So I think that's amazing. And so we're going to look at each of the individual figures. We're going to start off with Pantera. We'll move her into the center. She is, of course, one of the bad guys. She says she has special abilities of nocturnal vision, heightened sense of smell, and her weapon of choice is sword. I mean, just a sword. She's also considered the silent huntress. I think she's beautiful in her color. She kind of reminds me of Panther, Skeletor, because of the purple and the colors on her. And it says she is from a race of viciously lethal panther-like beings. But I think that she turned out really well. And then from her, let's see here. We're going to the main baddie, which is Oscuro, the evil magician. His special ability is magic possession. His weapon of choice is chaos staff. And he comes out in that really slick cape too, all fur lined. Ooh. On his back file card, I love that it ends that some suspect Oscuro is planning something of a dark nature, something colossal. If this is true, the world should be concerned. I love his staff also. I think that's really cool looking. Okay. And next, we'll move on to Onitor, who's merciless hunter of Darkazia. It says his special abilities are wide vision, near limitless stamina, and his weapon of choice is the Morning Star. I feel like we're doing some fashion show run thing. Look, a Morning Star. Ah. I love his colors. Some of these actually remind me of like the colors on him, and the armor remind me of almost like the New Gods from DC Comics for some reason. It just seems to catch my attention on that. Next we start off with the good guys, which is going to be Kareem, which is a brave mystic warrior. His special abilities are to travel between dimensions and see into the heart of others. His weapon of choice is a staff of light. He is considered a djinn of light, which I think that's cool. And I love that he is also translucent. I love translucent figures. Also, the best thing is that, you know, like him and they come with the soft good capes. I thought those were really awesome. And apparently he has a third eye that can lead the way between dimensions. And notice the staff of light is his, what do you call it, genie lamp? I guess we call it genie lamp. But I think he is awesome. Then next up is your main good guy, the leader of everything. Barbero, heroic leader. Special ability is mighty strength, and his weapon of choice is battle axe. That's all it says, just a battle axe. He's the greatest warrior of all Loa Landas. And apparently the goddess called him to help out with whatever crisis was going on, which I don't understand all of it yet. Like I said, it's a new line. It's fantastic, but I've got to read more up on it. Then lastly, well, not lastly, but lastly in the main six is Yondera. She is a heroic chieftain. Her special abilities are projecting her spirit through dimensions and divination. Her weapon of choice is the divination staff. She reminds me of the sorceress, but notice the staff is, I mean, it's very detailed. Look at all the little faces on it and everything. I think it's so, the faces almost look like Battle Cat's helmet. That's interesting, I just noticed that. Apparently she can use her powers through the mists of time and space, projecting her spirit and reaching out to the champions whose goals aligns with her own. And then lastly, this, you have to buy all 6 figures, and with each 6 figures is a piece of the power armor. Once you get all 6 figures, you can put this together to create this one. It's just, he's considered the divine armor. That's all it says about it. Apparently it's a suit of armor that they could possibly wear, I guess. It doesn't say there's a being inside it. It just says it's the divine armor. Wave 1.5, the next wave, will have a comic book in it, included with it, which will, I think, explain more. That's what I'm hoping for. Now these figures, on top of that, these figures are very solid. They feel very well made and well put together, and when you stand them up, they immediately just stand. I didn't have to work at it, try it, figure it out, nothing. They just stood up perfectly. Let's bring up Barberos. And also, just for the people that have asked about, does it fit in with the Origins line, with He-Man. Here's Origins He-Man. same scale, 5.5. They look good together. They look like they could go out together and kick some ass. But I think they match up perfectly. You know, I've always liked that He-Man had a power sword. I was hoping when we looked at the axe, it would be like a, you know, power axe or have some kind of mystic ability or something. But so far it hasn't said that. It says that his father gave him the axe from what I read on his profile card. So I think that's interesting. I'm curious if it'll do other things, you know. It probably, as the story progresses and advances, it'll probably say something about the axe has more power to it. You know, I figure the chieftain is like the sorceress from Masters of the Universe. Matter of fact, I think that when they were first doing this has been a while ago, so I may be wrong, but I thought they were calling it Lords of Power, like the what He-Man was originally going to be called. But I think Mattel got involved and was like, you can't use that name, and they had to make a couple of adjustments. And personally, I think the adjustments came out great. I mean, like I said, the heft of the figures, the way they feel, the soft look, they feel well made, like they solid. You don't see the legs, and you just don't see nothing happen with them when you shake them even. And you stand back, I just literally stand down. You know, some figures you've got to kind of adjust and work on to get them to stand. Even the females, we didn't have to do anything. We just took her out of the case, set her down, and there she was. There was no balancing, nothing. So bravo on that. Very pleased with that. I'm thrilled that it adds another dimension to Masters of the Universe, because as far as I'm concerned, this is just one of those dimensions that He-Man crosses through in the portals in Castle Grayskull and pops out here. So that's been our review on Legends of Dragonore from you know I have a problem with this word, Formo Toys. We're looking forward to the next wave, and what was it, wave 1.5? The line advancing. I have already seen through pictures online that they're going to be adding dragons to this. So that's going to be awesome. I cannot wait to get the dragons in, to start seeing those and just building this out and building this world as an extension of the, what are they calling it now? The Masterverse. Consider it part of that. It's just another world that Adam can go to and team up and help battle the evil forces of this guy, which I cannot think of his name right now. It's Oscuro. It's going to take a second to get these names down. What's funny is you should have seen, we took them all out, Damien looked at them and just started calling the names off, and I'm the one holding the cards. And I'm like, how did you remember that so fast? But yeah, I see you grinning. So, but thank you for listening to our review. If you haven't picked these up, if you like Masters of the Universe, I really cannot back these more. I can't say more positive things about them. I think that they are going to be an exciting expansion. I hope for a playset. I hope for vehicles. The dragons are going to be amazing. I've already seen them. So here's looking forward to the future of this line. And thank you so much for listening to us. I'm Rod with Toy Hunters Hollow, and that's Damien recording. And thank you for listening to me ramble.